Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to recap number 68. Today we're going to be covering the games up top. We got Super Bases Loaded 2. This is a baseball game. My god, I hate sports games. But this game's actually not awful. This game, the sprites are okay, the graphics are okay. The music and the menus and stuff is fine. I think this one may have actually had a light musical track in the back. No, maybe it didn't. Maybe I'm getting that confused with Winter Olympics. Um, Anyway, the reason this game's getting a thumbs up is it does fielding right. So the fielding has AI. So they will actually run towards the ball and catch it as opposed to you controlling every outfielder at the same time. So many games, including the first Super Bases Loaded, you know, when you hit a ball, it goes to the outfield, and like all three of your outfielders, if you press left, all three of them run left. If you press right, they all run right. In this one, that ball goes into the outfield, and whatever outfielder it's going towards will run towards that thing on its own, and it will catch the ball, and you don't have to take control until it's basically on screen. The only thing I didn't care for with Super Bases Loaded 2 was the throwing from the outfield to the infield seemed a bit slow. The animations, as you can see right there, look great. I found even the infield throwing slow, actually. And you'll see that here, I think, if this is the clip I'm thinking of. So there's an infield hit, and the guy gets it, and he throws it to second. It doesn't seem like it was that long of a transition, but it was a safe call, and it's just like, I don't know, it seemed very, very slow. I think as a two-player game, this game would actually excel. I think Joey and I would really like this game together as far as the sports baseball game is concerned. The ball control is really good as far as pitching. And, Super Bases Loaded, too. I was really impressed. I liked this game as a baseball game, and anytime I like a sports game, it's kind of a shock. So, thumbs up. Next up, Super Troll Islands. This is a really bizarre platform game. So you are one of those iconic 80s trolls. It does not look great. That's a fact. They made some real weird choices here. No matter what your troll is doing, his face is facing you. So let's see if I jump on these ladders here. I can't remember if I do in this clip. When you climb a ladder, your guy's face is still facing the screen. It looks really weird. The movement's really kind of off-putting. Your goal is to color in everything. And you can do that by, I was turning into a twister a minute ago. There, I went up a ladder. And it's just like, the primary things you're coloring in those ladders. The ladders and their platforms on top and bottom are uncolored. When you color them in, it'll put a picture in that frame. And once you get all those frames filled in, that's what finishes the level. The music was extremely repetitive. The controls were very slippery. There was a lot of gotchas, like if you fell, you'd find yourself falling into pits with spikes and things in them. It just really wasn't a great game. It's a solid thumbs down. Don't go look it up. Next up, Turn and Burn, No Fly Zone. This is a game I remember from when I was a kid. And I remember when I was a kid that I'm pretty sure I liked this game. It is a cockpit simulator a la Top Gun, except we're going to watch this clip here until I do it. You're going to see that landing in this game is much friendlier than Top Gun. So it's got these real neat... and we're going to have to really wait. I clipped this a bit early. Pardon me while I drink on my review soft here. So you got all these different radars, all these different weapon systems. You do like strafing runs on islands and boats, as well as MiGs that are in the area fighting the Ruskies. And then it's all from this cockpit view, but you can turn and look out either side of your window onto your wings. And when you shoot someone down, there's a video right there where it shows me landing on my little like HUD radar. And there's the aircraft carrier. And that's very familiar to the Top Gun look. Too fast, too fast. And then I slow it down right at the end and bring it in perfect. And it looks like you're just going to smash into the deck, but you don't. Which, it's more forgiving than Top Gun. But it's really cool. So there's that's the screen that you get when you also look out your window. It shows your your guy's head tilt to the left or the right and look down. When you kill a MiG, there's a video screen that plays of the enemy plane getting shot by the missile and exploding, which is pretty cool. There was music in this game, which is pretty decent. Other than those interstitial clips where you're looking out your wing and the video with the plane blowing up, the graphics are actually pretty basic. I mean, your HUD is very detailed and looked good, but you're always over water for the most part. And so you got ocean, you got sky, you fight during the day, during dusk, and at night. Nighttime sucks because you can't see a damn thing. I like taking off little guys like, whoop whoop, and then he like salutes and you're up in the air. And there's your takeoff screen, which is also very cool looking. But again, there's most of your view for an abundance of this game right there. And it's very basic other than your cockpit itself. We're going to watch this just long enough to see me toss one of these bogeys in the drink. So you can see that little video clip. You can see the yoke of the plane kind of moving the stick down there as I bounce around. There he is. And missile away. And boom. Oh, hell, I looked out my window when I did it. Oh, I think I looked out my window to see if you could see him blowing up in the background, which you couldn't. But that also means I like cut the movie. So we'll watch me until I blow up another plane here. Should be pretty quick. There he is. And missile away. And boom. So yeah, very cool. It was actually pretty fun. I think I got through like 4 missions, maybe 5. I don't know how many there are in this game, but I think Turn and Burn No Fly Zone's a sleeper. Go check this game out if you like airplane simulation fight games. It was pretty enjoyable. Definitely worth a look up. Next up, Winter Olympics Lillehammer 94. You have, I think it's like 9 different events in this. You got bobsled, luge, mogul, ski jump, biathlon, speed skating, G-force or G-hill, and then just downhill. And there might be one more that I'm forgetting. But like 8 or 9 events. They all control pretty basically. This one, you're just trying to get speed and not bump into the sides to slow yourself down. It's actually really difficult to do. You can see my feet bobbling on the walls there. I did really poorly. I played through the Olympics twice, which means I played every event twice. And some of these, there are multiple heats that you get to do it once or twice, 2 times. I think I got a silver and a bronze medal out of 18 events that I played because I did it twice. It is really, really difficult, and the graphics are pretty subpar. The music's okay. The sprites and animations are It's just not fun, honestly. Here's your moguls, and you're supposed to do these jumps and tricks of some kind, and half the time, pretty much all the time, you press a button to do your jump, and you end up wrecking like that. Which is how I ended. I think every mogul run was in my face. So I don't think this one's worth looking up unless you're a big bad collector. That's a thumbs down for Winter Olympics Lillehammer. Finally, X-Kaliber 2097. This is a game I was hoping to get more out of, frankly. You have a couple of attacks. The graphics are pretty decent. The music's really quite good. The controls are fine, actually. It's the gameplay speed where this one falls down. So other than your slash, your forward slash, you get a thrust and you get to shoot like a beam out of your sword. And both of those attacks have a very long period before you reset to come and attack again. And what happens is it leaves you very vulnerable to getting hit, and it does not take long to die in this game. It is generous with the continues, frankly. I mean, as generous as you want to say. You do have a block, which I did not find always worked out well. Sometimes you'd be blocking and it would still hit you. You can crouch and block, which means there are things that will come down at your knees and hit you. But the thing is, when you crouch and block, suddenly, for whatever reason, they can hit you in the head again. And it doesn't make any sense because your position stays the same. You're just kind of, your sword's up, and then you're on your knees or you're up in the air. But if you're on your knees, they can hit you in the head, and it's kind of dumb. I gave the game a thumbs up in the review, and I really waffle on it. And I waffle on it even now. Like the game was okay, and I got a pretty good distance into it. I think I probably only had like 2 levels left before the end. I just didn't finish it out. The music's really good. And the game is one of those games where if you learn what you're doing, you'll be fine. Once you learn some enemy attack patterns, like where those you knew the bikes were coming. You put up your guard, you let it push you back, you thrust forward, they die. You move along, you do it again. You move along, you do it again. And every level's kind of like that. There's very repetitive muscle memory nature of a game, so it's not impossible. I just felt like it could control a lot better. There were a number of kind of gotchas in this game as well. Dudes that would come out of doors, you're going to see it real shortly here. Like that. Well, they don't... those dudes will like fly up and down stairs and barely touch you and they still hit you. Like that right there. So is it a deal breaker? Obviously not. I'm going to stick with my thumbs up. I don't think it's a bad game. It is not one that I would go find and put in my personal collection. If you run across it for a couple bucks, sure, knock yourself out. But otherwise, there are definitely better platformers to play. It's just, the music was really good. It was like a techno kind of rock music. By the band name was called Psychosonic, so quite good. And that makes the game not worth it. But, it is what it is. So that's it. Finally, after last week's abysmal, or last set's abysmal, like 5 thumbs down, this set churns out a couple of thumbs up. 2, 3 technically, counting the X-Kaliber. But yeah, so there's some good games in here. Super Bases Loaded, Turn and Burn, No Fly Zone, and X-Kaliber. Thumbs up. Thanks a lot, everyone. I'll see you when I get to recap number 69. Giggity, giggity. We're going to do at least those 5 and then another 5. Hopefully, after the current set of 5, Joey will be back from college for summer, and we'll have him on some shows. But that's it. Thanks for everyone for watching and sticking with us throughout this whole time. We'll see you later. Peace out.